Hey there guys, I'm back to another video. Today I'm here to showcase some of my Black Friday pickups, video game pickups. It's not a whole lot, honestly. I did a lot of my spending today because I went to Retro Island Gaming, which is a local game store on Long Island who just opened up this past year, and they've been doing a fantastic job, and their Black Friday deals were kind of crazy. I think for a local business for their first year, I think that this was a great Black Friday sale that they had. But yeah, before we get into that, that's like the main part of this video. Let's talk about some other things that I've been buying. Just three Switch games actually, which is kind of funny because I literally just uploaded my Switch collection and now that video is kind of out of date. But anyways, so first game here is Balatro. This is a game that everyone has been talking about. I bought this at Best Buy for 20 bucks instead of 30. And yeah, I wanted to have a physical version of the game, and I already bought it on my PS5 digitally. So I was like, well, since Best Buy has it for 20 bucks, I might as well jump on the physical copy of it. It's nothing too crazy, nothing too special. You just get I believe a set of Balatro cards, which is kind of cool. I haven't opened these yet, but yeah, if you guys don't know what Balatro is, it is probably one of the best games released this year. It is a card game roguelite. You use the rules of poker to play against pretty much this gauntlet where you have to get better points with every single round, and it's a lot of fun. If you like poker, you're gonna like this game. I have yet to complete a run, but every single time I play the game, I am playing for hours and hours on end. I even got my cousin to play it during Thanksgiving dinner. He bought it on his phone. He was like $10. I was like, look man, it's really good. He literally beat it that same night. So yeah, Balatro is amazing, fantastic. It's literally available on every single platform, and I cannot recommend it enough. Now, the other two games I bought here are from Target. They were on a pretty deep discount, especially considering Nintendo Switch titles. So the first one we got here is Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. This is a game that I played earlier this year at Too Many Games. My friend Kofi, he bought it on his Switch, and we were taking turns between me, him, and Damien. And yeah, this is a great monkey ball game. I haven't opened it for myself and actually played it at home, but I mean, it's just a classic monkey ball adventure. There's nothing crazy with the story, but I think gameplay wise, it is what you would want from a monkey ball game. And this is the Legendary Banana Edition, which comes with a adventure book and a reversible cover. Then the big game that I got here is a game that pretty much everyone has been talking about over, I guess, like the past year or so. Probably one of the most anticipated sequels of last year, which was Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. This game came out at $70 for the Switch, and a lot of people bit the bullet on it just because, yeah, it's a sequel to Breath of the Wild. And yeah, I hear a lot of great things about this game. I also hear some not so great things about it. I mean, I'm not the biggest 3D Zelda guy, so going into this one is definitely going to be interesting. I 100% want to play and finish Tears of the Kingdom, or should I say Breath of the Wild, before I get into Tears of the Kingdom. But yeah, for 40 bucks, that's probably going to be the lowest I'm going to get it at brand new condition. So yeah, very happy with this purchase. And now let's talk about what I got at Retro Island Gaming. So yeah, they had their Black Friday sale. They had a lot of really great doorbuster deals that I was unfortunately not able to take advantage of, but they did have up to 50% off on select games. I bought two of them. I did in-store pickup because I was working when the doors would open. So I was like, I need to make sure that I secure these two games in particular because they're actually pretty good prices for what they are. So for $60 altogether after tax, they were pretty much like $26, $27 a piece, but after tax, it comes to $30 a piece. I got Luigi's Mansion and Pokemon Legends Arceus. So yeah, I guess we'll talk about Pokemon Legends Arceus first. This is a Pokemon game that is a open world, I believe. There's a lot of mixed things about it, but I hear that overall it is like a pretty good direction for the Pokemon series. It has been years since I played a Pokemon game, like at all. The last one I played was X and Y, and that was, I want to say 10 years ago now. Like, it is crazy how old that game is, and it's been that long since I've actually sat down and played a full-length Pokemon game. I haven't played Sun and Moon, any of the remakes, any of the new ones, Sword and Shield, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, anything like that. So this is one that came out that I was actually looking forward to, but when it came out, I think I was busy with college or whatever, so I just never picked it up. But hey, you know what? For 30 bucks, I'll take it. You know, it's definitely not the staples prices of like 20 bucks a piece on those Switch games, but you know what? Especially when they had it priced at $51.99, you probably can't see that. You know, like this is a amazing deal. And then we got Luigi's Mansion. Luigi's Mansion on the 3DS is always going to be a 3DS game that's going to be around the $40 price range. So the fact that I was able to get it at $30, I'm very happy about. Just because it is one of the later 3DS game titles, along with things like Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, that remaster, and several other 3DS games that came out late within the library. So yeah, you know, I remember playing Luigi's Mansion in anticipation of Luigi's Mansion 2, but I actually never bought that game. But I recently just got it because of my best friend Damien. He bought it for me for my birthday, which is today. But yeah, you know, definitely wanted to get this one as well. So you know what, 60 bucks for both of these, I really cannot complain, especially when both of them are below eBay averages, which is what I looked up quickly before I pulled the trigger on them. So very happy about that. And then while I was there, I obviously had to buy a little bit of extra stuff. So one of my favorite things about their store is that they have a clearance section. And the Doorbuster deal was 60% off. I didn't get that just because I showed up like pretty late within the day. But you know what, 60% off, that was like pretty crazy. But even then, their deals at the clearance table are great. Even though a lot of the stuff there is not in the best or greatest condition, you're paying for what you get. So for example, this is a Nintendo Power. This is issue 250. You probably can't see this, but someone put like their drink here, so there's like a stain on it. It's fine. All I care about is that it's a cool Mega Man inspired cover. So you know, I bought several of these Nintendo Powers from them on clearance. This one was $5, and I've been happy with all of them for the most part. You know, like I really cannot complain just because I'm not like a huge Nintendo Power collector. I just buy the cool covers, and if they're pretty cheap, which is like $5 or less, I'm gonna pull the trigger on it. So bought this one. It's like a tradition. Every single time I go in there, I have to buy some sort of magazine, even if it's like a Game Informer or whatever. I was gonna buy one of the Game Informers, even though it was only $1. I decided to not to because I was just like, I probably don't have the room for it. But anyways, then the other thing I bought at the clearance table is a game that recently got remastered, but I heard that it wasn't necessarily necessary for a remaster, and also I don't want to support PlayStation's sort of moves of just remastering all of these games over and over again, especially when they are playable on the PS5, like Until Dawn. You know, this is a iconic PlayStation 4 game. I think pretty much everyone knows what this is. It's an interactive graphic adventure game that's pretty much a horror game. Everyone has played it. Everyone has seen it at least, you know, kind of thing. I guess I am the minority in terms of I haven't played it, but I've watched other people play it. I got this for $10.99, which is not that bad. The case is in pretty rough shape. The box art, I think it was creased here, but I uncreased it. The disc looks fine. But yeah, I definitely want to play this game because I watched FaZe Jev play it when it first came out on the PlayStation 4 years and years ago. So it's been a while, so I don't exactly know the story beats beat for beat, but I know the ending and sort of like the overall premise and all that stuff. But yeah, Until Dawn. And then this is a game that I've been eyeing on their website for a while, just because this is the one game within this series I don't have on my PS4/PS5, which is Borderlands Game of the Year Edition. So when you get the Borderlands games on the PlayStation 4 or 5 or whatever, I believe the Handsome Collection has 2 and the prequel sequel, which I'm like, that's kind of weird. Why don't you have 1 and 2 and also the prequel sequel, or just 1 and 2? Anyways, so the first game is its own standalone release, and they've had this brand new sealed on their website for a while for $24.99, $25. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to open this copy anyways, but that's pretty much around where you would buy it on like eBay and whatnot, you know, like $20 or something like that. So I was like, you know what? I'll buy it here. So very happy to complete my Borderlands collection. So now I can start this, and then I can get to the other games, which I bought from them also a few months back. Then, last thing I picked up, they had another Black Friday deal, which was buy 3, get 1 free on Pokemon cards. So I got the previous set, I believe, is how Josh told me about it. It is the Stellar Crown set. I bought 4 packs. These are not for me. These are for my best friend's girlfriends, because I got a gift idea for them and it involves trading cards. So that's all I'm going to say. So if you are watching, one of my friends, pretend I didn't say anything. But yeah, I got some Pokemon cards for their girlfriends. But yeah, so all in all, how much I spent at Retro Island Gaming, I think it was 120. I spent 60 on these two, and then I spent another 60 in store, which was honestly a lot more than I expected. I think the Pokemon cards really surprised me in terms of, like, you know, being $5 a piece. I don't normally buy Pokemon cards, so I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be 15. And then the other games, you know, 25, 10, 5 for the Nintendo Power. So yeah, that's pretty much all of the gaming pickups. If you want to stick around and watch me talk about movies for a bit, I bought these at GVUW, I don't even know what it's called. But they have a lot of great Blu-ray and 4K movie deals. So these are all movies that I've seen in theaters, but I wanted to own them on 4K. And they were all about like $10 a piece. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 7, about $10 a piece, because I paid $70 altogether after shipping and all that good stuff. So some of these also come with the Blu-rays and digital copies and whatnot, and even slipcovers. So we'll just go one by one. So first up, we got Dune Part 2. This is probably one of my favorite movie theater experiences from this year. Just watching it for the first time. I wish I saw it again in theaters, especially in IMAX, just because the movie, it's so freaking good. It is honestly like such a great sequel, and I think a really well done follow-up to the original Dune, even though I literally watched it this past year and then going into theaters to watch Part 2. It was all worth the wait. It sucks that it got delayed from last year to this year, but like I said, worth the wait. One of the best movies of this year by far. And then we got Blue Beetle. This is one of the last sort of DCU films that's actually going to transfer over into James Gunn's DC universe or whatever, and this one's pretty good. It definitely brought me back to the good old days of, like, you know, origin superhero movie stuff. And, you know, Marvel hasn't done that recently just because they've been doing it a lot with their TV shows or whatever. But this is a fantastic sort of origin story involving Blue Beetle and sort of getting to know his character and his backstory and how he gets his powers and all this other stuff. So yeah, I cannot wait to see this character and the supporting cast and the actor actually return into the official James Gunn DC universe. Oppenheimer. What can I say about this movie that hasn't already been said? I had a great time watching this movie. I don't necessarily love it. You know, I'm not a big, Christopher Nolan guy, but, you know, he's a great director. He definitely knows his stuff. I will never forget first time watching this in theaters just because it was during the whole Barbenheimer thing. So watching this first and then seeing Barbie after was great, fantastic, awesome. But this movie in particular is amazing. What can I say that hasn't already been said? Next one we got here is Five Nights at Freddy's with the slipcover. It also comes with the Blu-ray, and yeah, I mean, I don't know much about Five Nights at Freddy's other than like the game theory videos. If I'm being honest, I never played Five Nights at Freddy's or anything like that. But went to go see this movie opening night just because I was like, sure, why not? Let's go and see how this video game movie adaptation pans out. It's definitely a lot more bad than good, but it's still a lot of fun to watch, which I think is a very key point in any movie, is just having a really thrilling and fun experience. So yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's definitely does that, and it also plays into the lore of the games very, very well. So if you like the games, you probably have already watched this movie, but if you haven't already, check out Five Nights at Freddy's. Furiosa, a Mad Max story, or a Mad Max saga, whatever it's called. I'm so sad that they pulled this movie out of theaters so quick. I wish it stayed in theaters for a little bit longer because I think it actually would have made a lot more money than it did. But yeah, I feel like this movie came out and not a lot of people watched it. I mean, I'm not a big Mad Max fan. I literally watched the one that first came out like right before seeing this one, and I think this one is a pretty good prequel. It is honestly so thrilling to see Anya Taylor-Joy just go on this like revenge path and sort of her going through what it took to get to the end of the movie. And yeah, it is great. It is fantastic. I think that this is definitely one of the more underrated films of this year. But yeah. Next up, we got The Fall Guy. I mean, with Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, how can you really go wrong? I think that this is a super duper fun film. I don't necessarily think it's, like cinematic masterpiece or anything like that. But like I said, with Five Nights at Freddy's, just having a fun, thrilling, and good movie theater experience is all you could really ask for. And The Fall Guy does just that. It also plays into sort of like a rom-com kind of thing, but also a love letter to the stunt people in the Hollywood industry. And the last one we got here is probably one of my favorite films of this year alongside Dune Part 2, which is Monkey Man. Dave Patel really put on a fantastic show with this film. It is action-packed. It has pretty much everything you would want from a martial arts movie. And yeah, I wish there was more action in it, actually. I think the story does a great job setting up why the action is happening. But, obviously, when the action is done like this and sort of Dave Patel is putting his all into this role and sort of making this movie happen, it was awesome to see it in theaters, and I cannot wait to rewatch it at home with this now 4K Blu-ray. So yeah, that's everything I bought during this Black Friday season. Definitely not as much as I'm sure some of you guys have bought. Be sure to let me know in the comments below what you got this past Black Friday season or whatever. So yeah, if you guys like this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I put new videos up on Saturdays. You can follow me on social media at TV Sunday Gaming on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, pretty much everything. And you can check out my podcast called the Travis and Damien Podcast. We talk about games, movies, and anime every other week. And yeah, that is all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching this video once again. Now, see you guys next time with more videos.